Hey everyone, it's Book Crazy Katie, and today's video is predicting my future 5-star reads, and please find me on social media at the following links.
Hey everyone, it's Book Crazy Katie, and today's video is my future 5-star predicted books, and I'm going to tell you what they are and explain to you why I think they will be 5-star reads for me. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it. So, my first 5-star predicted read is going to be Anne of Green Gables by Ellen Montgomery. When I was little, I used to see the books and the movies or TV show, whatever they were, and it never looked interesting, and I thought it would be boring. I never read like the synopsis. I just thought that it looked like Little House on the Prairie, and I hated the TV show Little House on the Prairie. I'm not gonna lie, I never read the books, never was interested. And so I never really gave Anne of Green Gables the slightest bit of a chance. And then last year when Anne with an E started, there was a lot of raven reviews for both the book and Anne with an E, the TV show. And so I didn't think that I was going to be interested in it at first. And then one day, this was shortly after my boyfriend got a PlayStation 3 for like 50 bucks at a pawn shop, but he didn't buy it at the from the pawn shop. He just happened to be around when the pawn shop wouldn't accept it because they had too many PS3s, and he ended up getting it for very cheap. And so while on Netflix there one day, I ended up pausing while I was scrolling through stuff to see what I wanted to watch, and the trailer popped on because apparently on the PS3, when you're on Netflix, it starts playing the trailer for the TV shows and movies. And I thought the trailer looked pretty good, so I watched an episode of this and thought it was really good. I still haven't watched the rest of the series, or the episodes that are on, at least. And so I decided that I wanted to read Anne of Green Gables and give it a chance, so I think it will be very interesting. The story is about Anne, an orphan girl who so desperately wants to be, like, adopted or, you know, and one day this elderly couple, or brother and sister, not couple, this elderly brother and sister end up taking her in, and they thought they were getting a boy, but they ended up with a girl, and Anne apparently spends quite a bit of time convincing them to keep her. And so I'm very interested to see how this goes, and I think I'm going to really enjoy it. My next book is My Lady Jane, and this is a book that's been pretty popular on YouTube for a while, and it's by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. And I previously have read a book by Cynthia Hand before. I think it might have, I can't remember exactly what it was called because I got such a pretty face like stuck in my head, and I don't think that's the book title, and I will post it below when I figure out what it is and take the time to look it up. But it's a book about this girl whose brother committed suicide, and she's dealing with all the depression and fear, and dealing with like depression and grief, moving on from her brother's death, and wondering if there was anything she could have done to stop him. And I really enjoyed that book. I read it in 2016, I want to say. I was really enamored with it, really curious to check out her writing in something else. This book is about Lady Jane Grey, who was only queen for like 9 days or something like that. Ended up being killed, and this is a revision, or like a kind of historical fiction, except it goes off and does some other things, but pretty much they give her a happier ending than she received in real life, and there's supposed to be some fantastical elements in this book, so, or I believe there is at least. But I've been looking forward to this for a long time. I got this paperback copy when it released in the US in June, and still haven't picked it up, but I'm excited to do so soon, hopefully. Then my next book is The Book of Unknown Americans by Cynthia Enriquez. This book is about two immigrants to the U.S. who end up finding love, and I want to read it because it's going to deal with some immigrant related issues, I believe, and then it sounds like such a cute story and just right up my interest alley, I guess. I don't know. I just am really interested in it, and I feel silly trying to talk about this. But I hope that I enjoy it, and I think I will, and it's up there on my interests. This next one is going to be a series, and I have already read 2 other series by this author. I've given them 5-star ratings, so I feel like the same thing's going to happen with this, and that would be the Magnus Trilogy. I have the first book on my Kindle, so I don't have a physical copy of it, and then I got the last 2 books in hardcover, and so I'm really excited to read this. Magnus Chase is Annabeth Chase's cousin from the Percy Jackson and Heroes of Olympus series, so I'm really looking forward to see what Rick Riordan does with Norse mythology, and I don't know that much about Norse mythology, so I'm excited to learn some more, and so here we go. I just feel like these are going to be, very funny and entertaining and adventurous, and can't wait to dive into them. And then my last one, which might actually be my next pick, I think, maybe one of these off of here is going to be my next pick, I believe. But I think it's going to be this one, and that's going to be John Irving, Avenue of Mysteries. This guy who grew up in Mexico with his sister, and his sister was able to sense some stuff about the future and also pick up on people's pasts and stuff, and she believes that there is a fate that befalls her brother or somebody a loved one to her, and she tries to do things to prevent it from happening, and I'm very curious to see how this goes. It's giving me vibes of another one of John Irving's books, A Prayer for Owen Meany, in which there was this boy, Owen Meany, who was kind of like Messiah-like, and in that book, I know John Irving was exploring what out there would make him believe in God, and was trying to like figure out what would have to happen for him to believe in God. And so he just had a set of elements, and in that, like, Owen Meany had seen his own demise, and he'd also seen some stuff that happened to his best friend, the narrator, which I can't quite remember his name. I was 17 when I read the book, so definitely been a long time. 13 years is a long time to remember character names and stuff. But I'm really looking forward to this. A couple years ago, I read, why can I think of the title of the book? God damn it. The World According to Garp. And so, a couple years ago, I read The World According to Garp and was really entranced by that book and really fell into it. And there's so much. I love John Irving's writings that I've read so far, and I think so far The World According to Garp has actually been my favorite one, and I think this one might actually be able to take it. So I'm really looking forward to it. Once again, it's going to have some stuff to deal with Mexico, and I'm hoping that that means that it's dealing with some Mexico-U.S. relations kind of stuff, and I'm just in the foreign diplomacy, so especially between the U.S. and Latin American countries, so I'm curious to see like what kind of issues get brought up in this book, if any. And I'm really looking forward to it. I know that John Irving's writings don't fit everybody's taste, and this is an adult literary fiction book, so it can come off kind of dense or boring or some other stuff for people, but I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm rambling now. I'll probably cut off half this shit, but whatever. But this is probably going to be my next book, like I said. If not this, I'm thinking maybe the books of Unknown Americans or Anne of Green Gables. I'm hoping to come back with all of these books and letting you guys know whether or not I was right. in determining what my top whether I was right about future 5-star predictions or not. And I think this will be fun. I didn't mention in the beginning of the video, but I've seen books Books and Lala do this, or Kayla from Books and Lala do this, and I've also seen Jess from Book Peace Love and a few other booktube people do this. I think Cece and her girlfriend Janelle have done this on Book Nerd. So I'm really looking forward to this, and I hope you guys like this video, and if you do, please like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I look forward to seeing you guys. Thank you. Until next time. Bye.